Welcome to Tapestry Feminine Collective Podcast, the show featuring presenters and artists from the 1111 Tapestry Feminine Collective Experience. Now, here's your host. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Arlia Hoffman, and this is the Tapestry Feminine Collective Podcast. We are almost there. We are almost to 1111. I'm joined again by founder and creative director Jacqueline Robinson. Hi, Jacqueline.
Good morning.
And we're going to talk about where we are with Tapestry, how it's evolved, and what tidbits of news we have as we approach the online live event. So, Jacqueline, tell us how this process has been for you.
First of all, amazing. You and I first began speaking for this podcast about weaving and feminine collective and indigo and Aquarian energies 3 months ago, pulling those threads through to now. It's been fascinating to watch Tapestry move into the world, into the feminine collective, and to certainly see how pieces of the vision as it was given are coming into alignment, and to also be present and witness how the unseen and the unknown is weaving her own threads into and through Tapestry. We are 1 week out from the live 1111 experience. What I really see in the field is women are intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Women are very intrigued and curious, and there's a lot of watching, looking,
Lurking.
wondering. What has become very clear, even I would say following this eclipse portal in the last week, not only within myself, in watching the field and in conversations with women, specifically women that are on the Tapestry Feminine Council, is a major underlying thread is voice. For women to use their voice. And by that, I don't mean just speaking, that voice that lives here in our throat energy center, which is choosing, claiming, expressing, taking ownership of what is hers, holding and receiving permission to choose. There's one woman actually said to me, she was in ceremony and asked about the energy of Tapestry. And the response cosmically was that women are singing a new song. I see this in the movement of Tapestry out into the collective, that this song is so new and unknown and yet familiar.
Exactly.
That is leading to the watching and the curiosity and the sense of remembrance without it yet coming into full consciousness. And another big piece that is being revealed, which we knew, but it's really playing out in the physical reality, is that we are unweaving. We are, if you imagine, my mother-in-law was a seamstress and she had a pair of specific scissors that were for cutting the seams and taking apart. We are taking apart the known ways, the taken on ways that women engage one another through competition and betrayal and proving and not feeling enough. And so she inflates her energy. We're watching those threads become unwoven. and weaving in their place. A word that for me has been overdone, and I'm really allowing a new signature of sisterhood
Mhm.
to come in, because
It could
that's
be we're
truly what we
redefining it.
want. We are redefining it. We are. When it first dropped back in over the last few weeks, I could feel my life as a young woman with my sisters, and then women I've known as an adult who felt like sisters, and all of what's been bound up in that, and giving that space, pulling out the threads that we don't choose. We don't choose competition and betrayal. We choose, I will walk beside you. I will be this whole woman. I can hold my power. I can express my power. And you do the same beside
Yes.
me. That, and the acknowledgement and the honoring of that. I have watched that grow within the soils of tapestry,
Mhm.
which has been fascinating. So that's the energetic signature of what's been happening. If I'm going to speak in the literal realm of what's been happening, it's fascinating because we have 18 women who will be presenting, and we're having conversations with these women, and I'm watching those conversations have impact and connect with other women. So there's this nucleus we talked about right in the beginning of the vision, and
Mhm.
myself bringing that in and extending it to the council, and then the presenters. We now have our artist boutique, which is, I can't stop
Gorgeous.
looking at it. I can't stop looking at it, which is created for those who are in membership. So now we have this beautiful next outer circle, and then the collective. And all of these are coming to life
Mhm.
in the exquisite, luxurious elegance
Mhm.
partnered with it and woven into every bit. So we've watched tapestry go from a vision to a physical, living, breathing creation
Mhm.
with a podcast, with live conversations within our group and on YouTube, with the creation of an artist's boutique. All these women, all women creators with all different kinds of art. It's not just
Mhm.
paintings, it's body luxury, it's a gorgeous, sacredly birthed candle
Mhm.
with a unique to tapestry fragrance and appearance, and so ceremonially birthed for tapestry.
Mhm.
And then we have a blog now. So we have these many channels, and I see tapestry in her current expression as like brand baby new.
Mhm.
And yet she's her own living, breathing expression of life that we are in partnership with.
Mhm. Beautiful. Yeah, and it's yeah, I've commented many times on how fascinating it is. Like I was there for the original to hear your original vision, but you have no idea exactly how it's going to play out, and it's I think it's surprised not just you and I, but a number of us how it just as it does, it takes on its own life and grows.
Mm, mm,
So, speak to what what's happening right now as we prepare for
mm.
next week.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I can't believe it's here. I feel like I've been holding and loving this baby and presenting her to the world. And for us to be this close, I don't feel nervous. I
Mhm.
feel alive and excited. And that's a beautiful experience within myself. As we draw closer, we are presented more and more with possibilities of how tapestry can move in the world. And when we began, and you and I have spoken and shared about this, we visioned creating a new mystical feminine economy.
Mm-hmm.
And we based that initially on equity pricing. We really invited women come in with your agency and choose your own pricing, choose your level of investment, both financially and energetically and physically, like what you truly want to receive. Because Tapestry, I will say this, we have 3 levels of membership. Weaving Indigo level, you pretty much get access to everything. You get access to the artist boutique. You're present for all of the live presentations on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, November 10th through 12th. You have all of that available to you for 3 months. And then on top of that, our presenters have very graciously created a specific service for which our code Indigo, 15% off that service is applicable. Beautiful. Our next level is the Golden Threads. Golden Threads, our presenters have added to that personal teachings through meditation, through transmission, through live speaking, and or written teachings. And there are several of them. I can't remember. There's 6 or 8 of them that are within that Golden Threads package. Our highest level is the Diamond Strands luxury package.
Mm-hmm.
This one blows my mind. It's everything I've spoken of. And then I want to say possibly there are 11 additional offerings from our presenters that include one-on-one sessions, group sessions, and one woman, Michelle Atlas, is holding a half-day workshop. And you get all of that as a woman who comes from a spiritual journey of wanting to taste the full buffet of teachings and medicines and practices and witch magic and medicine woman magic and divinity and mysticism and artistry and breath work and meditation and sovereignty and business and money. All of it is being offered in this buffet.
Yeah, they're just being so completely generous with their medicine.
They absolutely are. And what we have then to offer, it's always looked like a buffet to me, a buffet of the most decadent offerings. And you can choose to taste all of it or just the pieces that speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so evident within that Diamond Strands luxury package. There's so much available.
We'll be right back. The Women's Agency is proud to be an Indigo sponsor of Tapestry Feminine Collective and this podcast. The Women's Agency is a full-service coaching and podcasting firm devoted to amplifying your work in the world because your voice matters.
So watching all of that come into creation has been amazing. And we realized along the way, in just watching how the energy moved, some of what Tapestry is birthing, we know we're pulling in those Aquarian energies from the future. And in some cases, there's a gap, a space of time from where we are to really acclimating to where we're moving and what's available. Mm-hmm. With that said, along the way, the Feminine Council, we reassessed. It felt like this equity pricing was ahead of its time. And so rather than here's a buffet of pricing for you to choose from, we've narrowed that down and simplified it. One price per membership level. That was a significant shift for us in allowing the vision to meet the reality where
Mm-hmm.
it is. And that's part of the tapestry energy. It isn't just
Absolutely.
holding the vision up here no matter what,
Yeah.
with no awareness of the humanity we are still living in, which is mysticism, right? We're in the mystical and we partner that with ordinary reality. So tapestry is also weaving those threads. I spoke specifically to the memberships because I love what I'm about to share. Like, it's pure enchanted magic to me, especially because tapestry is very much about bringing women together, sisterhood, as we spoke, a feminine collective, and voice within that
Mm-hmm.
collective. Our boutique opens Friday, November 3rd. Partnered with that, we are offering a special, I don't even want to call it a promotion. It feels like it's its own gift. And
Mm-hmm.
that is to any woman who chooses to come into Tapestry through any level of membership. It doesn't matter, any of the three I just spoke to. We are offering her, when she purchases, she then has the agency and the benevolence to then gift one.
Wow.
So we're not only gifting her this opportunity to gift another woman, we're doing what tapestry says it's about. We're empowering women to choose, and she will use her voice, right? She will use her power of choosing to invite in another woman. And so this is one for you and one to gift. And I love it. Beginning Friday, November 3rd, partnered with the opening of our boutique, which is for members only in present time, through Wednesday, November 8th, because 8 is the grandmother spider number. It's the number of weaving. So within that time, one for you and one to gift.
That's so beautiful. I love that. And it's exciting actually to have that to gift, right? To spread that and to have somebody join with you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, there's so many layers in it, from the gift to yourself of how pleasurable and exciting that is, the gift to yourself that you'll be present for all of these gifts, and then how beautiful it is to choose a woman and say, not only I would love to gift this to you, but will you come with me? Side by side, full in her being. And that just expands the gathering of women who are choosing to do life and sisterhood and creation differently.
I can't wait.
I love it. I love it. I'm so happy about this offering. It makes me happy. I love gifting other women magic, and that's
Mhm.
exactly what this feels like.
How has this process worked you?
Mm, great
Because I know it
question.
has.
You do know it has. This process has brought me full faith with, I saw the vision so clearly. I can't second guess it. And through the building and midwifing of tapestry, I've had to confront any place in me that can't hold it. And by
Mm,
that, I don't mean can't create it, but can't stand in the full devotional belief
mhm.
of what is happening, regardless of the evidence in front of my eyes in the physical world. And because of
That
that's complete faith.
mhm.
And it's a trust that certainly not everyone listening knows my story, but for those who do, it's a trust that I would say was stripped away from me,
Mm.
not by me being a victim, but by the natural feminine initiations of stripping away what is false.
Mhm.
And so the kind of trust I had was stripped away because it wasn't purified. And now I've been building and tuning into that again.
Mhm.
And tapestry has revealed every place in me that I wasn't able to hold it, that I doubted, that still places in me would collapse because it didn't look like or it didn't feel like anything was happening.
Mhm.
What I understand, and I am a self proclaimed mystic, so this understanding is necessary, is that so much is going on in the invisible
Mhm.
realms.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trusting. I'm trusting not only the vision I was given and myself to carry it through, I'm trusting what I sense in the feminine collective, even if that's a bit in the future,
Mhm.
which means I'm trusting feminine energy, the mother, the ancient feminine energy, the priestess energy, the magic, the enchantment we carry, the divinity, our ability to birth and create, our power. But I'm also trusting divinity.
Mm.
I'm trusting God. I gave you this vision. Now go do it. And even though my small human self sometimes wanted to be like, but you don't understand. You don't understand. I can't. I don't know how. All of that is being unwoven
Mhm.
in myself. And I think it's been true for me. And I want to say this because I feel like many women relate to this. This is the thing I know is next for me, but I don't know how.
Mhm.
I don't know how. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the expertise. I don't have the power, ultimately, is what we're saying. And my old way was to go look for some other woman who appeared to know how.
Mhm.
And through the process of my life, all of that broke down. Anytime that I felt another woman had the power I don't have, somehow it blew up
Mhm.
with feminine betrayal, with false perceptions, with old karmic stuff, with a lack of feeling power in myself. I've been worked over in a way that, frankly, divinity won't tolerate that in me.
Mhm.
And at this point, neither will I. Neither will I. And if I don't know, we're going to figure it out, or it's
Mhm.
going to be revealed to me, or what I need will show up. And one final note on that: women have shown up to partner and birth this in very big ways, to walk beside me. Women have shown up.
It's a different kind of partnership than you imagined.
It's a very different kind of partnership. I thought it was going to be me and my man. And it is, I
Mhm.
have that partnership in my life. But in my creative body of work in present time, I'm co creating with women. And I love women. I love being a woman.
Mhm.
It's play in some ways. It's the
Yes.
pleasure of, I'm going to go outside and see if my friends are available to play. But we're playing in the realm of magic. and mysticism and creation. And we truly are bringing that down to earth.
What I love seeing is the way it impacts everyone around you. Like all of us, me included, see the process. We're not seeing everything behind the scenes, of course, but we're seeing enough of your transparency to pull that into our own experience and be impacted by that. To
Mm,
notice the places where, yes, we have those doubts. We have not stepped out in faith, or we haven't used our voice, and to say and to see you becomes such a powerful, I'll call it role model, but also, yes, a role model to help us own it for ourselves. And
mm,
so for that, I'm very grateful. And I think that's one of the ways it's designed to work, right?
yeah.
We step out, we take a leadership role, and it ripples out
Mm, yes.
in ways we don't even understand
Yes.
and may never fully know.
Yeah. Uh, yes. I, years ago, when I first started writing a blog, somewhere around 2010, maybe before, one of the things I wrote about myself, and you have your little bio, and back then it was just fun and playful. I am a fire starter. And that's not as loud in myself now, but it's also true.
Mhm.
And to your point, it brings one other piece in how this has worked me. And I see it rippling out, which is humility. The piece of Carolyn Mace, when I studied mysticism with her, taught us if you're afraid of being humiliated, you're not going to follow the guidance you get.
Mhm.
And part of a woman truly coming into the truth and purity of her own power is she's going to have to be seen
Mhm.
and heard. And she's going to bump into fears of being humiliated. And I had one very big experience with that in this process.
Mhm.
So when you speak about the impact on women around me and the permission, that's woven into the underbelly. The permission is you don't have to have it all together.
Mhm.
Just be you and show up and let it come from here and what you see here and that power in your belly and your feminine center in your womb and your feet grounded in reality. That's the permission.
Mhm.
And that's what I see in the women around me who are feminine leaders. That's who's going to be attracted to all of this. Women who themselves are called into leadership. And I think we've had in our mind that a feminine leader looks a certain way, and it's a lie. She
Mhm.
doesn't. She lives in her own truth and gives herself the permission, again, right here.
Mhm.
It's a choice and it's an expression.
She looks like herself.
She looks like herself. And I'll tell you what, the women I see around me looking like themselves, being impacted, becoming more of who they are beautiful.
Mhm.
I want to experience the essence of themselves, however she shows up.
Mhm. And that's the beauty of tapestry is we show up as we do and we all weave our medicine together.
Yeah, that's what I heard. We weave.
As we wrap up, what would you like to share with us before we all experience tapestry next weekend?
It will change you. It will change you. This field of energy on its surface may look very subtle, but it is deeply rooted in ancient feminine wisdom, magic, medicine, mysticism, creation, untainted. And yet, there's also the composting. Untainted doesn't equal perfect. It equals pure from the inside out, pure in her own energy. Join us. Join us. We have intentionally made it easy for you to do it. It on its surface is a low level of commitment.
Sure is, yeah.
But we also understand that yes reorders your world in favor of you. In favor of you. You can't lose. And I also want to say there are women waiting to receive you.
Yes.
They want to receive you. They want to see you and hear you and witness you and celebrate you. We want to hear your unique song. Tapestry is an open invitation. And she will weave herself into your everything.
Beautiful. So everything they need to know is at tapestryfemininecollective.com. And can you repeat the offer that starts tomorrow through the 8th?
Yes. So the offer starting tomorrow, Friday, November 3rd through Wednesday, November 8th, one for you and one to gift. And that is you come in at whatever level of membership you choose. If you choose the Diamond Strands luxury package that has all those bonuses, your friend that you gift it to gets all those bonuses.
Wow.
All of it, both of you. And then the beauty of that is not only that you gift her, like we're going into the future with this, where then you have this woven dialogue between you of shared experiences and how it's impacting you. So that's the beauty of tapestry. We continue to weave outward and around this planet. You can't lose. You win. And if it's the weaving indigo level where you get the weekend, still sit together and experience it. Connect while you're experiencing it. Experiencing it. Connect after you do. Begin to welcome tapestry, sisterhood into your world. And I promise you, she will meet you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you. I love you.
This is Arlia Hoffman for Tapestry Feminine Collective Podcast, and we will see you at the event.
So soon.
Thank you for joining us on Tapestry Feminine Collective Podcast. To learn more, visit tapestryfemininecollective.com.